Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another Sandbox price update, and the current price for Sandbox stands at the $2.85 mark, and according to TradingView the market is down by 1.53%. and what I have on the screen is the daily chart. And before I give my expectations that I expect to see on this chart, I'll give a quick brief of what has been happening on this chart. And from last year at around October, we started seeing higher prices for sand in this Elliott wave pattern that we have over here, having a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4 and a wave 5, which took us to an all-time high. Then from the all-time high we started seeing lower prices for sand in this ABC correction, and that ABC correction took us to the low that we made at the $2.63 mark, and then from there we had a bounce back to the upper side of this resistance that we had on the $3.2 mark, found support over there and had a bounce to around the $4.9 mark. Then from there we had a pullback to the lower side. And some of the key expectations that I expect to see on this chart are that now that you have broken below this support that you have over here on the $3.2 mark, we can have a retest of that zone. And once we have a retest of that zone, that would mean that it's possible for us to unlock even lower prices for sand and maybe touch the $2.1 mark, where we have our key next key support. And once that move plays out, I think that will be a continuation of this ABC correction. And once we see that zone, I think sand will have done whatever it needed to do in its ABC correction. And what should follow after we see that low is a pattern that can take us to an all-time high, maybe in this Elliott wave pattern over here, having a wave 5 taking us to an all-time high. So that's the first key possible scenario that I expect to see. Also, going by the fact that Bitcoin is continuing to give us more sell-offs, we can continue seeing lower prices for sand, because I think it has not yet decoupled from what Bitcoin is doing. And once we have more sell-offs for Bitcoin, it's also possible for us to have more sell-offs for sand. So that's the key. Those are the key expectations that I expect to see on this chart. And just to note that we need to continue watching this support that we have on the $2.2 mark, because it's a key support. And if we lose this support, I think the worst case scenario for sand will be playing out, and that could take us to around the $2 mark, and that would be on the worst case scenario. Also, having a look on the indicators that we have over here on the RSI, you can see we are having a divergence to the lower side, and the RSI is below the 50 mark, and that could be showing us that we might be headed for lower prices for sand. Also, having a look on the daily MACD, you can see that over here we have a bearish cross, and once we had that bearish cross, we started seeing lower prices, and until we see a bullish cross, we can continue seeing lower prices for sand. So let's be patient and see how the market plays out. I'll keep you updated, and make sure that you hit the like, subscribe and notification bell.